Shakumaku. Today on the menu we have this beautiful power bowl with a base of sweet potato and lettuce. There's some zucchini, some black beans, some corn, some fajitas, and of course some chicken breast. This is what I'm going to be eating because I'm on my summer cut right now. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make this bowl. You can do different variations if you want. Instead of sweet potato, you can do rice, etc., etc. If you are cutting really strictly, then you can omit the carbs in general. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some chicken breast and we're gonna flatten it. You can flatten it with whatever technique you prefer. I'm going to do what's called feathering. It's where we go with the grain and kind of slice it open so it's thin. Now we're just going to season our chicken breast. I'm gonna use a simple taco seasoning, about half a pack for 500 grams of chicken breast. And I'm going to work that in. I'm probably gonna add some olive oil just to give it some type of moisture to grab onto the chicken. And then while that is marinating, I'm gonna get started on the rest. So I'm gonna leave this to marinate for about 20 minutes until we are ready to go back to it and start cooking it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add some olive oil now. So I have some water boiling on the stove and we're gonna start with the sweet potato. I'm going to peel it all and then cut it up into chunks. We're going to parboil it and then put it in the oven to get a little bit crispy. That's gonna be the base and the main carb for our power bowl. So while the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to julienne some peppers and some onions. These are gonna be another aspect to this power bowl, kind of like a fajita aspect to it, but we're not gonna spice it too much. So to a pan, I'm going to add some olive oil, and then I'm going to add our pepper mix to lightly saute them. And it looks like our potatoes are just barely fork tender, so I'm going to drain them and then let the steam come off, and then I'm going to add some beautiful spices and aromas to put them in the oven to crisp up. So I have the potatoes in a colander. I'm just going to shake them a bit so that they can get a little bit rough on the edges so that those really crisp up. Then I'm going to put them in this bowl. You can already see that the edges are a little bit fluffy. I'm going to put them in this bowl and then I'm going to add some spices. To the sweet potatoes, I'm going to add some honey. This is actually Yemeni honey, very pure and very raw, very sweet as well. So I'm just gonna add about a tablespoon of honey to it to give it that sweetness and enhance the sweetness that's already in the sweet potato. And then I'm going to add some olive oil to help it cook a little bit more and crisp up. And to the spices, paprika. I put paprika literally on everything, as you guys can probably tell by now. Some chili to give it a little bit of a kick. And some cumin. I'm gonna mix that all up and then put it in the tray. So the sweet potatoes are in a single file on the tray. I'm going to put it in the oven on about 400 degrees to crisp up. And these peppers are smelling amazing. They are almost done. Now that the peppers are almost done, I'm going to cut up these mini zucchini and add them as part of our bowl as well. So I'm just going to chop them up into squares similar size to our sweet potato. That's good. I'm going to turn on the heat. So I have some olive oil in the pan already heated up. I'm going to add our zucchini and stir fry them less than we did for the peppers because zucchinis can get mushy very quickly. So just got to keep an eye on these while they're cooking. So the zucchini are lightly fried now. I'm going to take them off the stove and then I'm going to cook the chicken in the same pan. And while we're cooking the chicken, I'm also going to boil some black beans and some corn to add to our bowl. Now it's time to cook the chicken breasts. I'm going to lay them flat in the pan and cook them on each side for about 3 minutes because they are relatively thin. So it really depends on how thick your chicken breast is. No power bowl is complete without a delicious sauce. In this bowl right here, I already have some cream cheese and some Greek yogurt, 1 part to 1 part, and garlic. I'm going to add some lemon juice to give it that zing, and some tahini, because tahini always goes so well with sweet potato. And to this, I'm also going to add some chopped up jalapeños to give it that spiciness because it's kind of like Mexican flavors, so you want to have that spicy aspect too. And that's it for our sauce. All the components are done, so now it's time to build the bowl finally. The base is sweet potato that has a little bit of crisp to it, which is going to be so yummy. And oops, I dropped one. And next to it, I'm going to add lettuce because I love crunchy romaine lettuce. I think it's great filler in your stomach, especially if you're cutting. So the bottom is half romaine lettuce, half sweet potato. And then to that, I'm going to drizzle some of our sauce on top of that, just to give it some oomph. Yummy. And now I'm going to add our sliced chicken breast. It is cooked beautifully. I'm just gonna put that in right there. Now our fajita mix, our peppers and onions, is gonna go right next to our chicken. Some corn. I love corn, so I'm gonna add quite a bit of corn. Some black beans to complement the corn. And some zucchini, just to finish it all off. Really healthy, really powerful bowl right here. If you have this for dinner and you're trying to cut, this is the perfect way to do it. You can always adjust your carbs depending on what exactly your goals are. Less sweet potato, more lettuce, just have it like a power salad essentially. I'm gonna add some more sauce on top, and there you go. Beautiful dinner power bowl.